Guys, welcome to chat. We're going to talk about covert versus overt narcissism, and I'm going to address one of my viewers. Yeah, we will talk about this more in detail. And if there's something that you guys are struggling with, please feel free to let me know. I guess the message I got was like, yeah, we just never talk about it. It's okay to let me know what exactly you need to talk about. So sorry for the delay logging in. I had some internet issues. I had my second computer over here. At least that's what I think it was the internet. But covert versus overt. It gets really difficult to understand our person sometimes because a narcissist can be covert at one time, which is covered, where they're hiding who they really are. Overt, I think of over the top, where you can really see who they are. They yell at you, they argue with you. It's out in plain sight. They're this miserable person. Um, but the covert is probably the most damaging to us because we don't always see what's going on. They have a better facade. Narcissists can also flip flop between the two, and that's where it gets really hard. Sometimes they're this sweetheart, sometimes they're this miserable person, and they get us trapped because they save us in a way. They destroy us, and then they're our source of sanity at times. So I see people are starting to join in. Sorry for the delay. I got two computers. I was trying to log in. Had to do two-step verifications. A bunch of stuff was going on. It was not letting me in. So thank you guys for still showing up. And I got some good news for you guys too. I finished my hypnotist certification. I'm just waiting on the official badge certificate from them. But the mind is a fascinating thing. And the more I think about it, a lot of us have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. And a lot of us throughout the world have been through a lot of devastation, but it's how we interact with people that really makes a difference. And narcissism is unique in a way. Also, psychopaths and sociopaths is that, the lack of empathy. There's people who have ADHD or autism or whatever they're struggling with that people might not understand them, but the narcissist is a whole different breed that no matter how much we try to communicate with them, they give us lies. And that's the hardest thing. Like somebody who's autistic, they try to communicate in their way. And we have to have some compassion towards that. Making me feel, yes, what are they making you feel? Because I think it was you, Debbie, that left that message like, yeah, we just never talk about it. And I want to address that is if you guys are struggling with something, it is okay to redirect me or talk more about it. Like, I really need to talk about that. Um, there's a lot of people in chat, but this will help other people too. Had wet snow here. Yeah, we had a lot of snow. I had the most difficult time logging in tonight, so sorry for that, guys. I got two computers set up. Yeah, I had to do two-step verifications and redo my router, all that good stuff. So it was a little stressful logging in, down, depressed, making me want to cave. This is the thing, because I get where you're coming from. I say that too, but we are allowing them to make us feel that way. And we have to realize that they can't make us feel a certain way. We allow that. And it's hard that we have to take that kind of responsibility for our emotions because people are affected by other people's emotions. And, um, you know, that we trusted in them, we believed them, we tried to discuss things. And John says, "Hey, Cynthia, hey, Debbie, good to have you guys both here." And yeah, it's depressing. It is depressing that we believed in this thing. They gave us all this information that, we're special to them. And they can flip flop between people, and it gets confusing. Sometimes they get married, and they see people as objects. And, I wanted to bring up this one video I saw today. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. Is I saw this video where it was, I just don't get it. I give 110%, and what gives? I give 110%, and I just don't get it back. That is the issue right there, and I am guilty of that. 110%. Nobody deserves more than they're willing to give us. Maybe a child or whatever, but we put so much into these relationships, and we're doing what we have been raised to believe we're supposed to do, be the good girl or the good guy, and we put more into it, and people take advantage of that. So that leaves us ending as 90% of a person as opposed to 100%. We have to have people invest in us equally, and we get excited about the person that we're with. We want to do everything possible, but when we do that, they don't invest back. I've never had a relationship like this. I know. And that's what's so hard about it. And then you see them when they do move on with the new supply. Debbie, I don't think your person moved on with the new supply, if I remember correctly. But if they do move on with the new supply, we're like, what is it? What is it that they have? Um, it's not that it's a more special person. It's just whatever the supply is. And sometimes too, like in my case, it was just so they didn't have to take accountability. They didn't have to admit to others. Probably some ex. Could be an ex. It could be. Um, their loyalty is really odd to understand, because they can get married, they can have long relationships, but you cross them once and you're done. Or they flip flop back and forth. Like, it's hard. John says Cynthia's right, Debbie. The new supply will find out the truth too. It's all a matter of time. I think about it, and it just takes time to unfold. That the seeds of doubt need time to grow, if that makes sense. Mia, hi Mia. And I'm having a pretty good day. A little rough today. I was taking a nap, not feeling the best today. I'm just worn out. But I got my certification in hypnosis today. I'm just waiting for verification on that. So that was that was stressful. I did not like the way they had the questions worded. It's like the course I took was a lot of discussion type stuff, and it wasn't clear and concise, and you had to analyze everything. It was very difficult. But John says hello, welcome Mia. So the covered, just remember covered, that you don't know what's coming. um it's just like meeting me. I'm not a narcissist, but you just meet me and I seem nice, I seem cool, I tell you I have your back, I'm there for a while, but then I stab you in the back. It comes out of nowhere, and that is when it's extremely devastating. Or I drop you like a hot potato. The overt, you see throwing their little temper tantrums, and you walk on eggshells because you love the person. um but you start to learn what their triggers are. um Debbie says, I don't care if he's with someone else, it just would be nice to talk to him. It's day 20. And we have to decide that we either give up, accept what is real. I don't know if you guys saw my denial video. It was just a quick little short on, the river in Nile is, or the river Nile is in Egypt, but denial is what narcissism is all about. That it will change. It will change. It's not going to be something we can count on. It's going to be full of lies. It's going to be full of flip flops. Um, it's going to be full of triggers. And I know you say it'd be nice to talk to him. Are you hoping for closure? Are you hoping to get back together? If you can help me understand a little bit more why you want to talk to him. Um, there's red flags. Like he showed up to your court case, which is really odd. He wasn't there to support you. He was either there to see how much money you were getting from it, you know, uh, to stalk you, to just take interest in you. They take interest in you when you're going to get money, but did they take interest in you and during your down and outs? So Mia says hello to Debbie, and Debbie says it back to Mia. Thank you, John, from Mia. John says the chair idea came out pretty well. The chrome aluminum paint gave it a sharp appearance. That's cool. I was hoping it turned out nice. Lily is here saying hi to everybody. Mia says, Cynthia, I adore the shorts. They really hit home. Thank you. You're welcome. Those are fun to make. I like making those. I ordered a bunch of wigs. So those just came in. I got to kind of pace myself. I'm getting behind on a lot of stuff. Just talk, see what's up. See what's up as far as what. And, so just, hey, did you watch a basketball game? Or what do you mean by see what's up? John says, hey, Lily. Oh, Judy, hello. Judy says hello to everybody. Good to have you here. Feel free to join in. We're talking about the differences of overt versus covert. Feel free to ask any questions, even if it's not specifically on those topics. But, a lot of times we get blindsided, and it's so painful because, a lot of us are looking for the comfort that we had when we were growing up, or the narcissist, they want the comfort that they thought they deserved. And it's really interesting that they see people as objects, and that's really hard to understand. It's really hard to understand. But I work at the elementary schools, and I see the way that the kids handle people, and a lot of it has to deal with the emotional maturity of the narcissist and how destructive it can be. Like I'm gonna be honest, I get drained. It's really hard being a teacher. If everything fell into place, it's super easy. Like, hey, do this, get your textbooks out and turn to page 34 and answer these questions. It is so draining being a teacher because of the behaviors, not because the kids, not because of the movement. It's because of the behaviors. It's exhausting. I'm burnt out right now. And we've been blessed with a couple snow days. I had 10 days off, I think. We had a break because of winter break, and then 3 snow days and a half day and a weekend. But I'm still recovering. I just had a half day on Friday, and it's the behaviors. So for a teacher to come home exhausted, that's what you guys are going through. You're going through the behaviors, and this is an adult. The frustration and having to make judgment calls. Are you lying? Are you telling the truth? And trying to coddle these kids, where they have emotions. You got to understand they have emotions, and you have to address it. But at the end of the day, it leaves you exhausted. There's a lot of teachers quitting the profession. I know some people complain about the salary. What I make at the public school at the level I'm kind of okay with it. I think I get paid fairly. I only work 10 months out of the year. And I'm level 10. So I do think I'm being paid fairly. But, um, you know, uh, there's so many, it all comes down to the behaviors. Teachers are quitting because of the behaviors, and it's exhausting and frustrating, and that's what we're going through with the narcissist. And this is a person we want to build a life with. If I was going to adopt a kid, I'd rather adopt the beautiful child that's gonna, like your golden child. And, if you give me some of these kids that are poor behaviors, where you see the extreme, you're like, oh, I might need to rethink this. And we're chasing after a love mate that is one of these, ooh, should I think about it? Like, this is, you know, taking on a lot. And we took on that person, so we love it. Just like if I adopted a child and it turned out exactly what I wanted, you kind of keep it and love it and nurture it. But, you know, we're kind of at this stage where we can choose, do we move forward and have a healthy relationship, or do we keep going towards something that is draining? Just like right now, if you give me a job teaching, same exact salary, where it's peaceful, even keel, easy, like that would make the rest of my life so much better. I'm not complaining about the kids. The kids are kids and they've gone through some trauma. But if we're given a choice, some of us do have this mission to save people. Do that for teaching, do that for maybe adopting a child. But as far as for being a love interest, we can't save an adult. It has to come from within them. You wish it was day 40 and not day 20. And Debbie, I'm really proud of you. I am really proud of you. A lot of people can't go 20 days. Um, so it takes 28 to 30 days to make something a habit. So you're getting there. You're getting there. And we have to change the way we focus things. When I did my hypnotism certification and getting into the life coaching and just the psychology, I'm certified to teach psychology. Positive affirmations, positive self talk is so important. If you're sitting there, I'm a loser, he doesn't want me, and what I fucked up. And if we're going to start blaming ourselves, we're going to start feeling like shit. But if we self positive talk, where we're like, I did everything I could. They're lost. They didn't want to see the greatness that they had. It's a matter of perspective. And they've done so many studies on the way that we talk to ourselves, how it affects our lives. We have to be our own best friend. So Lily is saying, hi, Debbie, don't cave, you'll be fine. And Judy is saying hi to John. And yeah, Lily has a point, that, you know, um, we'll be fine, but it's going to be a struggle. It's not easy. Debbie says, but I felt like you don't want to know, hear his voice. And Debbie, I want to hear everything, because that's the thing is a lot of times we felt so shut down on the things that we can and can't say. I'm not here to judge you guys at all. You guys can call me a fucking bitch if you want, and that's fine. Like, you can say what you need to say here. I understand we're all hurting. I'm not going to take offense to anything you say, but I will say what I see in your words. So I, I understand what you're saying. Sometimes just to hear the voice, you know. But usually we don't want to hear the voices. You're such a loser. Fuck you. We want to hear I love you. You know. And I get it. There's times you call a voicemail and, hello, please leave a message, and you're like, oh, you know. But we have to start looking at how fulfilling is what we're doing. Are they giving back to us? So when we back off, I'm very proud of you, Debbie, because if it is meant to work out, people change. People can change. The narcissist, highly unlikely. Even the self-aware narcissist will say it's highly unlikely, but people do change. But that one text or that one message on that one video today is, why don't I get anybody? I give 110%. We give 10% too much. We give 10% too much, to where we're always losing. If I put $100,000 or $110,000 into this house and you put 90,000 in and we split it, You got 100,000, I got 100,000. Who's out? I'm out $10,000 and you walk away with a bonus. Um, so if we split the house, who is sad about it? I'm sad about it. I lost money. The other person's like, oh well, we split the house. I have a gain. So the narcissist always has gains. And when we're trying to say, we need to work on this, they're looking at the gains and saying, well, what do we need to work on? It's all positive. They get everything they want, plus more. And we are left feeling empty. And I hope that analogy makes a little bit of sense. But um, we talk about the 5 stages of grief. There's that bargaining, if only, or please, please, please. It's hard. It's hard. Just like dieting. I want to lose 30 pounds. It's day 20. And I'm like, do I give up or do I stick to my goal? And we have to realize what we want for our goal. And if we're meant to come out of this on top, it's got to be at least 50-50. We are giving more. And the reason, just think about that one text, I give 110%. Why am I not worthy? When you give more, you are lowering your value. And it sounds so weird. People don't take it as this person's amazing. This person gives me 110%. They're like, she's fucking easy. I get a bonus. I don't have to do shit for it. Um, just like right now, if I got a job offer for $200,000, didn't have to do shit, and I got a job for 50,000. It's like, what am I going to take? I'm going to take the easy one. What's going to benefit me the most, and that's how narcissists think. So, Mia says, Cynthia, a friend of mine was murdered 5 years ago this day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That. Mm, There's a lot, like, I told you guys I dated that one guy that murdered his girlfriend. Could have been me. I worked at a school where there's like a murder 20 to 30 minutes after I left. This world is going crazy. My question is, before I knew narcissism, he helped open my eyes to people who were using me. Yeah, that is a true friend. A lot of times, Mia, big hugs to you. No, you're fine how you type. Uh, that is a true friend. Somebody who's gonna maybe not say what you want to hear. You know, um, if you're wearing something that clashes, and I'm like, no, that looks great. A true friend's gonna say, I know you feel pretty in it, but you might be colorblind. To say it the right way. Um, we want to build people up, and um, depends. I mean, there are people, narcissists will be like, that person doesn't care about you. But if if it's somebody who's really trying to tell you people are using you, that's not easy to say. That's not easy to say. Um, oh, I hate hearing that. That's got to be hard. So we have so many traumas in life, and I did want to talk about that too, about ADHD and all these other things that are going on. That we need, like, there is mental illness that's going kind of rampant, but you know people struggling are different than people using. So you have somebody struggling with anorexia or whatever they're going through, but when it's flat out you don't know who they are and they lied to you, and it, there's a lot of shame when it comes to mental illness, that stigma that goes along with it. But the narcissist, when we're saying, hey, I just want to help you, or I just want to understand you, um, they lie. And how do you connect with somebody who lies? And, you know, um, it causes actual brain damage. Like, all of us are struggling, all of us are hurting, and a lot of us were blindsided. It's not like we saw this and we understand because we saw it fall apart. Um, we started putting more in. And in the future, when this stuff happens, it's going to be a struggle, but we have to pull back and we have to believe in ourselves that for people to see our value, we have to uphold those boundaries. If they don't see the value in us, then we have to go, or we just have to let it go. You know, we shouldn't change or bow down to people. We can meet them in the middle. There's nothing wrong with that. But that is the weeding out process that we missed. We believed in the love bombing. So you're fine how you type. Mia says hello to Lily. John says I would say he was. Mia, yeah. John saying he was a good friend. Uh, and John, have you gotten your animal critters yet? Or some food for the snakes? Lily says kids are so bad, and I understand. I'm in elementary every day with only 8 special needs kids, but we go to the cafeteria where it is so loud, and specials where we're mixed with the general ed kids. So hard. Yes, our cognitively impaired, our CI kids are separated, um, but your behavioral ones or ones who are a little bit delayed, they're mainstreamed, and I have a hard time with the mainstreaming. It is good socially, but it holds so many kids back. The behaviors uh, are atrocious a lot of times. I'm very lucky this year that the behaviors are a lot better. We do have a high alert behavior problem child, um, where the triggers, we don't know where they're coming from. Very physically violent. It's kind of scary. And we're not allowed to separate them. We can't do anything. I was told, if a kid loses a finger or gets a concussion, that's not life threatening. You can't intervene. Like you can say stop, but you can't physically push them apart. I worked in Benton Harbor, Michigan. They had the Rodney King riots there, and then also Detroit. Um, but where I am now is pretty much a blessing. But the behaviors post COVID as well. Judy says some teachers helped me from my poor home life, and um, I just had a child log in yesterday who found me. He's like, "Did you used to work at my old school?" And he's been depressed lately, and a little sad. He didn't reach back out. He's joined the chat but didn't open up. I even told him to contact me by Gmail. Like sometimes a teacher makes all the difference in the world, and a child needs one person um, who can be their rock. Whether it's a teacher or a person. So I'm glad you had that. You're thankful to this day for them, and they can be life changing sometimes, because the kids don't always have food or love at home. I give away a lot of food. I give away a lot of food. And you will see a direct proportion with their behaviors based on their home life. Now, there are different uh, traits. Some of us are more tender or some of us are more boisterous, but the ones that are really lacking. The sad part is you pull them aside, and those are the ones that touch your heart, you know. Um, you see the vulnerability. I have this one kid who he drives me absolutely bonkers, like exhausts you. But he's so sweet. One on one, I adore and love that kid. But um, when I think about it, not that I'm not going to help him at school, but if I was going to adopt a kid, um, you know, uh, you got to think about your mental sanity too. If the world's open, you have a birth of a child, that's your child, deal with it. But when you're dating someone, it is where you can pick. If I have a biological child, that's my child. But if you could pick what you want, and if you can pick what you want as your mate, we're not there to save them. I'll save my biological child. and you want to help um, other children too, but the strain it brings to you, that the better your quality of life, the better you can help someone else. And I hope that makes sense, because all these children are beautiful in their own ways. Um, but there's a difference when you have a choice, you know. Um, and it's hard because we want to love everybody, but so I'm glad to know that you're thankful for some of the teachers. So yeah, the struggles we went through in our life can really affect us too. Mia says, "Thank you, John. This day is so hard for me. I believe that God sends people who are angels in human bodies here to help us who are being abused, just like Cynthia Sunshine here." I like that, Cynthia Sunshine. I like that. Maybe I'll start a new channel called Cynthia Sunshine. I like that. I really like that. I don't know why that touches my heart in such a sweet way. John says, "I believe that, Mia. Certainly people come together for a reason." And Debbie agrees. Um, everything leads us somewhere, some of my traumas. I wouldn't be here for you guys if I didn't go through the trauma. And I think about the people that I've helped. There's been some suicidal people that I've been able to help. Um, so sometimes we get down. Like, is God down on me? Where, let's say, I feel my life is ruined, but because of what I went through, I've saved a lot of people or helped a lot of people. And you take one for the team sometimes, and it sucks. But you know faith can help if you guys are religious. If not, it does make it harder, but we have to have faith in ourselves and lift ourselves up. The positive talk is what's going to get you through, and that's really hard. The positive motivation that comes from within us. I was struggling today. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was hard today. I'm a little overwhelmed. I was studying more on the ADHD, and I'm like, my goodness, I put stuff off, and I think a lot of it is just I still struggle too. You know, um, I'm doing okay, but my body is still in pain from it. I wake up on a good day and I still have anxiety, and I never had anxiety until the narcissist, where I felt for 2.5 years, are you alive or dead? They can be so lacking in empathy, and then they turn around and I didn't want to hurt you. You're like, oh my gosh. I was like, you could hear I was so close to feeling suicidal that it's like you heard my devastation, the wailing and the crying, and I just didn't want to hurt you. Like, all I asked for was just tell me you're okay, tell me you're alive. You sit there trying to respect them and they don't respect you back. And crazy. John says, "I believe that, Mia. Certainly people come together for a reason." Debbie agrees. Mia says, "Thank you so much, Lily, for being a teacher of children with special needs. God bless you." Teachers have a special place in my heart, and that's sweet to hear. And yeah, there's a lot of challenges and also a lot of rewards when you deal with special needs children. I was a recreational therapist for special needs, a lot of Downs syndrome kids in that. And I believe, and this was back in the day, 1986 to 88. I think a lot of them were autistic, Asperger's type stuff. And I think one, I wouldn't doubt if he had the Superman syndrome, which my cousin had, who died of COVID at age 30. But, you know, the I think some of the most beautiful people are Down syndrome people. That's why when I went through my pregnancy with my daughter, I didn't want to have that test, whether it's spina bifida or to see if they were Downs, because Down syndrome people, some of them are so pure at heart. And it's sad that they don't have as long of a lifespan, 30 to 35 years old, but just how pure at heart they are. And I also had a friend who she found out during her pregnancy that they thought her son would have spina bifida. And she was really contemplating abortion, and he turned out fine, you know. And it's like a 50-50 or 60-40 chance. And I'm like, I'm not making a decision on 60-40. So I just let it go because you're risking losing the child just because you had the test. So John says my girlfriend always kept up with the local schools, including hers, and had a collection of school yearbooks. That's cool. Yeah, I like going through the yearbooks, all the signatures and memories. Lily says thanks Mia, but I'm actually a behavior therapist. Teacher jobs are so hard. I hear you, Cynthia. Yep, you gotta smile. Like, oh, that's okay. Please don't hit each other. The silly things you do, and you're like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it gets frustrating. Friday was my kindergarten day where I had 3 kids, kindergarten classes, and it's not so much the age 5, it's just this particular group. I talk with one of the teachers, and year by year it changes. Just depends on which batch you get. Mia says, thank you, John. I appreciate you so very much. Look at all the beautiful emojis. John says, I got to work out a little bit more for that. Debbie says, if I talk to him, I lose. So onward I go. And I get where you're at, Debbie. You know, in a perfect world, we see the facade. We see the facade. Um, just like when I was in China. I was in China, and you walk down the street, and it's absolutely gorgeous, like Rodeo Drive on steroids. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and fancy shops, and people dressed to the nines, and um, the lights and everything, and it's beautiful. You literally go around the facade, and it is so poor. These babies are dropping their bottles in this, almost, it's not muck, but like this street crap of wetness and bacteria and filth. And they're just picking it's 2 different worlds. And the reality is somewhere in between. Um, that it's not Rodeo Drive, but that's what we see during the love bombing stage. And right around the corner, just like in China, literally around the corner, just like my townhouse. You guys don't really know how big my townhouse is, but you can kind of tell. It's just a building you'd walk around. Literally on the other side is dire straits. And that's the reality. Love bombing versus the inner narcissist. And maybe there's fluctuation, but there's no stability. There's no clear concept of what is. Are we rich? Are we poor? And I'm talking emotions that it's hard to understand them because I see things as objects. They're so easy to discard. So you can get back into that relationship, but it is only as good as Rodeo Drive to middle class. Once you have a hard time in life, such as a surgery, you're on that dire straits part, you're gone. And for me, I'd give this place up in a heartbeat to, have that kind of love that I thought it was. I'd live in my car the rest of my life, but it's a facade and you're not going to get it back. And it's so hard. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just not real. Just like when I walk down that street in China, the Rodeo Drive of China, I'm not rich. I'm just experiencing somebody else's what they wanted me to experience. It's not real. Um, yeah, and that's a hard part, Debbie. So I appreciate you guys too. You guys help me too. And I'm here to help you guys, that I think you heard me say this, Debbie, but I think it was you that said, we just never talk about it. It's okay to tell me what you need to talk about. And that's going to help us train each other on how to communicate with each other. I know a lot of you are being polite, that, like, I asked it once, or she answered a little bit of it. You guys can say, no, I need to talk about this. What do you mean? Um, because through education, that's what's really going to help us. And um, We're here searching for answers. So the first thing I want to say to you guys is we will never have all the answers. I can never tell you exactly what is going on in your narcissist mind. Narcissists will flip flop too, but I can tell you their tendencies, their thought processes, and we have to realize, is it healthy? Just like me going to school, I'll probably finish it out, probably retire, but it's draining. And, there might be consequences. I might have a heart attack early, or I might have this or that, or stress related things. You know, um, we pay the price on things that we do. You know, it's astounding how many teachers are quitting, and it's because of behavior. And the behaviors of a child are a lot like the behaviors of a narcissist. So keep that in mind. People are being paid to be around these kids and they don't want it. We do this for free, and it's destroyed our lives. There's what's the payoff? Even the new supply, it's just a matter of time for it to unfold, whether they stay together or not. It's going to destroy the relationship, because that little other side of the Chinese facade, they're going to see the true thing and go, this is my life. My life is like a hellhole. When they thought it was like the best of the best. Sometimes just being middle of the road. Um, so Lily says, so you obviously told him about your probate case. I believe you said, how did he get a Zoom link the other day to join or intrude? Good question. Yeah, Debbie, how did he get the Zoom link? Did you mention it to him? Mia says, Lily, working with special needs, that takes a special heart to have the patience to do that kind of job, just like teachers. Yes. And I don't know, special needs. I worked at a school for severely emotionally disturbed children down in Florida. And also, I only have cognitively impaired once a week for an hour. It's different. It's different. I don't know if I could have done the one in Florida, um, the ones I have now, but it does take an extra special person. The ones down in Florida needed like EDL, activities of daily living, where some had diapers, some couldn't speak. That can be hard. Your friend told him, not me. Yeah, we got to be careful. Like, if our friends are going to talk to him, we have to make decisions. Is that a wise thing to let our friends in on certain information? So Lily says, thanks, Mia. Truth. They are challenging. I'm one-on-one with a 5-year-old autistic boy who has mush for brains. It's so sad, and they get so defiant and oppositional, so I know when to back off. Yeah, my neighbor, he just moved. He has a child who is autistic, and she's nonverbal. She chews on the corners of the walls. Um, she has, I don't even know if it's pica where she, but yeah, she just wants to chew on things, and you gotta be careful on all that stuff. So John says, and I give you lots of hugs for doing that, Lily. John says, great word, Cynthia. Thank you. Dr. Doom, hello, my darling. It's wonderful to see you too. I've missed you too. And Dr. Doom saying yo to John. And John says, I'm thinking of going out tomorrow to the pet store. We had some snowy weather lately. Yeah, we were supposed to get 11 inches. Didn't quite get that much. But Calibria is here saying good evening to everyone and to me. Thank you. Debbie says, Lily, it's very weird. Yeah. So why does your friend talk to him? Is it a male or female friend? Were they friends before? That's kind of odd too. I know some of us have like these really close knit circles of friends, but like my girlfriends have never talked to one of my exes. And if it's a guy friend, just interesting that they're still in communication. And yeah, it's just interesting. Cleary says good evening. So thank you for those tulips, those 3 tulips. And I told a couple of you guys I finished my hypnosis certification. That's why I'm so exhausted and frazzled today, because the way they worded their questions drove me insane. What are the 5 whatever? And you're like, oh my gosh, the way you were so verbose and you want me to deduce what the 5, it was very difficult. Because you could probably pick 7 or 8 out, and you're like, I, I'm good at taking tests, but I read too much into them sometimes too. Lily says, yes, I see plenty of mainstream kids that are runners and bad. Yeah, runners are the ones that like to just run away or run away from the school. I had, thank goodness for suckers. I had one on Friday. I'm like, do you want a sucker? Like, get back in the class. And that's where it gets hard. You have to let them go. You can't stop them. And, I'm at the classroom and he's way by the exit door. And I just have, panic mode. You have to shout something because you can't run after him. And we're right by a, decent sized busy street. It gets scary with the runners. Yeah, you can't lock them in either. John says, hey, Calibri. Debbie says, Lily, I used to drive those kids. Oh, did you? Well, so you can relate. Lily says hi to Calibri. And, ooh, is that a pot leaf or a Canadian maple leaf? Calibri's giving you some love from Seattle with a Canadian maple leaf. That's what it is. And so Calibri says, hi, Lily, and a beautiful flower. Leah says, I'm tender with the kids, even when they get on your last nerve. Yeah, they will. They'll get on your last nerve, and you still have to maintain your patience. You're right. Mia says, Lily, bless you. I commend you so much. I could never imagine how truly challenging of a challenge it must be. It truly is. I have you in my prayers. Special place in my heart. Yes, we are superheroes. Mia says, hello, K-Flyer. Calibri says, there is a new gay couple who moved in a couple of months ago. The hypocrisy of the female narc, as if she was glad to see other gay people move in. She made sure that I heard about it. And I am not gay. I'm very heterosexual. I probably have 1,000 gay friends, but I don't know. I don't really ask people what they are. I do know of some. But I could understand being happy about that. I'm not gay, but we all want to feel normal. We all want to feel accepted. And I feel that, just like black people or whatever, society isn't always kind to them. So it's a little bit of thank goodness, I think, but doesn't mean that they can't be a narcissist. And Kalibi, you mentioned before that that you're a gay male, correct? And I think that's why she wanted to share that with you. It's like, it's okay. I feel that would be a normal response from a gay person to another gay person. I could be wrong, but you know, mental illness or not, we all just want to be loved. And I've been trying to understand the gender dysphoria and even heterosexuality. I did notice this. Kaliwi, can I ask you something? Your birth order. Do you have brothers and sisters? Where do you fit in your birth order? And you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'll tell you why I'm asking in a little bit. If you're free to share that, what's your birth order? Oldest, youngest, middle, and who is older and younger? Lily says thanks to Mia. John says kids, and then I'll tell you. Kids, John says kids are our future, and it sucks to know that some people and the legal system are going through so much pain. Yeah, kids are our future. We got to watch it. Like, we're going to have illiterate doctors. And that's the thing, like, even just spelling. When I was in nursing school, you spell one letter wrong, it's a whole different drug. It is a whole different drug. It's not like aspirin and ibuprofen. We're talking like, diabetes and fentanyl or something, where it's like way on the other gamut just by one letter change. Um, we're not teaching kids how to spell. I get all these sweet little love notes from the kids, or just little notes, and it's fun reading them. There's all these weird letters, and yeah, and I like the ones too where they had the spelling errors that spell something. My dad is a cook, and they COCK or something. It's like, oh, spelling matters. So Lily says sounds ignorant. Clearly, narcs are ignorant, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know on that one though. I think I'm not gay. I'm not gay, but I think it would be nice to identify with somebody, and I would probably share that. But the narcissism's a whole different story. Dog says, I had you on and was waiting for you to start. Saw a comment that made my blood pressure shoot to 1,000. I was responding and computer froze. I copy and pasted my remark in your email. Ooh. See, when did that happen? Because I was trying to log on, and usually it takes me almost exactly 5 minutes to log in. So I try to do like 10 minutes. You got to click on all this stuff. See here, my second computer. What comment made your blood pressure rise to 1,000? But yeah, I set up a second computer so I don't have to go through my phone when I look things up. Sadly, you missed everything until about 2 minutes ago. Luckily, this is recorded, but I know you want real time. That always makes it easier. Feel free to join in. We'll kind of catch you up on things. And good to have you here, though. What was it that made your blood pressure shoot up? Lily says hi to dog. So about your passive aggressive, underhanded comment. So I will look at that in a second. We're just glad to have you here. We're glad to have you here. And that's the thing. We can't always change what happened in the past, but we can move forward and catch things up. So Judy says hi to dog. Judy, how are you doing today? We don't get to talk to you too much. Is there anything you want to discuss? Dog says, Lord have mercy. Where are all the thumbs up? Thank yous for Cynthia. Yes, I woke up from my nap, so give me a thumbs up. I was so worn out today. Dog says hi to Judy. Mia, sold people who can have the living patience to get that challenging job done. That is true. Lily says, I'll do it now. Thank you. And Dog says hi to John. And lots of love back from Mia. Dog Defender, thanks, Lily. I'm rooting for Cynthia's channel. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate that. I really am trying to work extra hard for you guys. Dog, I just got my certification for hypnosis finished today. I'm also working on more certifications. Like I said, once I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'd like to kind of go a little bit live with you guys. John says my narcissist was always trying the same thing over and over again. Then at some point started in with the smear campaigns, games. Thank God it's finally over. Yeah, if they're saying stuff that is true, that's not a smear campaign. But if they're making up lies about you, that's especially hurtful. They say you sleep around and you do. That's on you. That's who you are. But if they're making things up, it shatters your character, and it makes you want to defend it, and people are going to believe the narcissist often more than us. Um, and I know it was a smear campaign with John. John, you're so super sweet. To be honest, if I suddenly became a rich dude, I'd be giving the money away. Would you like my address? um, would you? uh, so I'm quickly reading, uh, but did not post. Would you like me to post this? I can read it. Um, I'm reading this. Yes, YouTube is a beautiful thing, and we all do resonate differently. Yeah, there's a lot of different YouTubers out there. So you are really, really sweet. I appreciate all this. So thank you for your kind words. So, did you want me to read this? So I appreciate you are a really good friend to me. I will say that. So um, so I appreciate what you're saying in that. Um, so thank you for that. I read your email. Uh, so you learn to be strong after everything you go through. Yeah, it's hard. A lot of us are all hurting. Oh, my goodness, I turn away for half a second. I'm going to turn away some more. Are you guys going to give me more thumbs up? It didn't take too long. Thank you guys. Um, so Dog is saying hi to Judy, and let me catch up with all this stuff. But thank you for those kind words. Um, yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I appreciate the support. I've learned over time, to be strong and to understand that a lot of us are coming from a hurt perspective. Just like going through with the kids at school, that you take it with a grain of salt. They can call me ugly, they can call me this, they can call me that, and you just realize, where it's coming from. So Mia says, loving patience, Lily, you are very welcome. Debbie says, if I ever talk too much, just tell me to shut up. I won't be mad. And we're able to talk here. We are able to talk. This is our little safe spot. So um, Dog says, I have the patience for dogs, children, seniors, as you have, and show to adults. Good on you. Thank you. And I'll be a senior soon. Not quite yet. So even better days are coming when I get older, right? Dog says, I'm sorry. Calibri says, is there an issue with the narc men having tendencies of being gay or gay inclinations? Narc men do the down low. Calibri, I am really glad you brought that up. As a heterosexual and the politicism of all of this, I do feel cautious. Did you answer my question though on your birth order? Let me know your birth order in your family. They. This is something I do want to touch on. I had one of my narcissists were teased as being gay. Supposedly he wasn't. Um, and then the other one was very masculine. Um, they didn't seem to be gay, but you never know. There's closet people. They, sometimes frustrations. I just try to put myself in their state of mind. I would never want to be with a woman. I could have a best friendship, probably even better than a guy friendship, with a female, but I would not want to have sex with them or even make out with them. So the emotional side could be better. I don't understand the physical side, even though I think women are more beautiful than men. Does that make sense? No offense to guys, but I'm not attracted to them. It's weird. But they say that, pretty much all narcissists, and I think that's too big of a blanket statement of them being gay or gay inclinations. I think a lot of them, we're still in this transition of what sexuality is, sexual identity is. Um, that, you know, I have a friend, I told you she's with a vulnerable narcissist. So there's your narcissist, um, that they're polyamorous, and I wonder if it's just wanting to be loved. Is it necessarily the actual, body parts? Uh, is it their, uh, and this is where it gets hard, because with men and women, usually you can say, well, she wants a strong man or he wants a mother. Um, but when there's two guys or two girls, it's like, who wants what? Who wants the mother figure? Who wants the father figure? But I have seen that a lot. And I don't know if it's just wanting to be loved or wanting to break the rules, or to be seen different. The gender, I got to be careful on what I say, because I love you guys. Sometimes when you just express your opinions, people come down on you. But uh, I, I'm a little worried on how early we're doing the gender uh, um, changes, or what, however you want to word it. Um, Kids are very suggestible. I did notice that of the people that I know with gender dysphoria or transgender, they are the younger child. And they are switching to the older child's sex. Now I don't know how it works with single children. This is just a trend I've seen so far. I haven't seen it enough. So I'm wondering, are they trying to be like the golden child? Because the older ones are the golden child. Um, but there is something to it, Kalibi. What are you seeing? And are you seeing any trends with birth order? I have seen where a lot of times the gay, uh, seen it with men. I haven't seen a study on women. Are a lot of times the youngest. And is it the youngest trying to compete with the older ones to get noticed, where they have to do something different? And I'm not trying to discount what you guys are going through, but I see some trends and I want to know more about those trends. So Kalibi, the gay men that are a lot of them first, and I'm not talking single born because that's different, but are the oldest child or the youngest child. A lot of middle children are the lost ones too. I want to do more in-depth stuff on birth order, the things I've gone through. I grew up with four kids, so I'm the second born, but I'm the oldest girl. So these are all girls, and my brother. So my sister, between the all four of us, this one is the middle along with me, but she's also the middle across the girls. She's very successful, very sufficient, sweet, tender, quiet, but birth order, I think, has something to do with it. Dog says, John, that was an awesome thing to know. I hope you recognize how rare and beautiful that is. Because John says, I've always been a patient person myself. I gave my girlfriend a good life. And John, you are super sweet. You really are super sweet and creative and inventive. So, Dog says she said he got it off the website. Are you talking about the court website? And I feel you, Dog. I hear you, girl. Dog says, so I know what you're saying to me. Mia says, K Flyer, please, would you elaborate more on the question you're asking Cynthia, please? Yes, you opened up a can of worms, and we love them night crawlers, so fill us in. And we don't like worms. But you know what I mean. You need a call in button. Girlfriend, I'll just give you my phone number. I'll put you on speaker. You want my phone number? I'll reply to you now. Do you want to do that? Do you want to do an interview with me? I am inviting you. So, I, let's see. Just read your email. You will let me know what your thoughts are. Just read your email. Yeah, I will. I'll have to do it, like not scan it, but read it. So, hope it went good. And Debbie gave me my thumbs up. Thank you guys. That makes me so happy. Dog says, awesome. La, la, la. I just want to help Cynthia's channel grow. I appreciate that. John says, how did it turn out, Judy? And I know, Debbie, you've been wonderful. You always do hit that. Oh, I got to scroll back up. I missed a couple of you guys. Oh, gosh, did I miss that much? Hold on, I'll catch up. What the heck? It's Pica. Yeah, it is Pica. Oh, let me catch up for you guys. How did that happen? You guys are just chitty chatties. So Dog says, thanks, Lily. I'm rooting for Cynthia's channel. So Mia says yes. John, I type slow. Yes, it is so sad how many children are in the legal system. When I become rich, I'm going to make a huge place for those kids to live in and take care of them all. That breaks my heart. Yeah. John says and I'll tell you what, we get to 5,000 or more, we can do fundraisers for kids too. And the more we grow, the more we can do. Have a popcorn sale. John's our popcorn king. John says, my narcissist was always trying the same thing over and over again. And then at some point started in with the smear campaigns. To be honest, if I suddenly became a rich dude, I read that. So you'll be giving your money away. Where did you forgot to write to Cynthia's channel? So I see, let's see. Let me catch up. Dog says, I have the patience for dogs, children, seniors. And okay, so here we go. John says, let's see. I'm catching up. So yeah, Bia is asking K Flyer to elaborate. Dog says it is Pica. I worked with special needs kids for 25 years that are far easier than their parents. I'll agree with that. We have to remember too, sometimes stress affects people. John says, thanks, Dog Defender. Dog says, Mia, I need that clarification over. His question confused me too. Primary and reinforcements work. Don't you have an aid? Do I have an aid? I don't, if you're asking me. Did I miss something? I kind of lost on Calibris. I think K's means Calibri. Yeah, K Flyers. I think what he's asking, there's a lot of statement out there on homosexuality between narcissists, and a lot of narcissists are male. The things I have seen is related to men. Now, females can be narcissistic. I don't know how much society's acceptance of it allows the floodgates to open for people to try. I know some people go one way and then they come back. So right now, if somebody declares that they're homosexual or lesbian, are they going to stay that way? Are they fluid? Are they this? Are they that? Are they lost? But I have seen that they're closet gays, and that can cause frustration, whether you guys agree with it or not. If that's what they feel, it has to have a lot of frustration and shame, if you're trying to hide something that people are going to judge you on, and that leads to lying. Um, you know, I don't know, other than people who are in the closet and haven't come out. The gay people I know, you can see pain, but I've never seen them be mean. I haven't seen that. Uh, um, but there's probably lies that go along with it, which can destroy your life. I've seen too where, the man marries a woman so they save face, they have children, and then they leave the woman for a guy. Um, where they finally can't take it anymore and they're like, this is who I am. But it can destroy lives. Debbie says, my parents owned a school bus company. That's right. They did for 32 years. You started. So do you have a CDL? Is that what it's called? Um, so you, like a full length. So you started driving them at age 21. That's all my mom transported was special needs. I worked at a school in the summer. Good for you. Dog says, I'm completely lost and I don't often have a clue. I can usually figure out some part of it. Um, you're lost on Calibri? Tell me what you're lost on and I'll try to help you. So Mia says, yes, you are a superhero. Thank you so much. Lily says, yes, right, dog, about the parents. Most parents are in denial, but I take that as their embarrassment. Raising a normal kid is challenging. I feel sad for these parents. And that's the thing too, like, we see children that have certain challenges and the parents don't want to admit it. That makes it difficult too. Um, Dog says, me too. I had same clients for years. Lily says, that's cool, Debbie. I bet some of them had to be harnessed in the seat. They probably did. We have, even at our school, this one little girl, she loves on me like crazy. She clings to me. But yeah, she does not like to follow the rules. She just wants to follow me along. She's needed to be harnessed, and um, just because, yeah, she does her own thing. And I wouldn't necessarily say that she is cognitively delayed or impaired. She just, her mom was arrested in jail, and then she said that she was seeing her mom, and then it's like, I said, how'd it go? And she's like, oh, she's back in jail. She wasn't supposed to take me. So she was kind of like kidnapped and stuff, and you can see it in their actions. It's almost like you can tell there's a story behind it. Kalibi said, you are the youngest. Kalibi, huh. This is going along with my theory. Kalibi says, I am proud to have a loving family. Mom and dad are very loving people. I do miss them so much. And I wish it was 20 years from now when it was easier to talk about because you got to be so politically correct. I'm seeing patterns. Um, so you are the youngest, which is what I've seen. And with the transgender, I've seen gay as younger, and it can differ, but I'm seeing a trend where a lot of times it's the youngest. Um, and I don't know what you see, Calibri. I usually don't ask people. That's why it's really hard if you meet somebody, you know, um, to know what their birth order is and all that. But the transgenders that I'm seeing, they're identifying, and I've seen it with me. One is a female. Sorry, she's not transgender. She's butch, but she has an older brother, and she's butch and lesbian, not feminine lesbian. Uh, to where the identity comes in. Um, and then the other one where the male has an older sister. She is like the golden child, that she also had health issues. So I don't know if the attention was on her. He's trying to identify with her. And it could be subconscious, just recently came out as that transgender, as a female. It's just something interesting, something I don't know enough about, but I'd like to know more. Unfortunately, with the way people are, sometimes you try to get the information and they call you names. Palpitate, palpitate. Did I miss something on the word palpitate? Palpitate, palpitate. um, yeah, that's a trigger word for me. Palpitate. I had a breast exam, and they were, oh, since you're so small, you're easily palpitated. Like, yeah, fuck. Shut up. Calibri says, I've only experienced racism when I moved to the US back in the 70s, and again here in Seattle. The ignorance of the narcs displaying their dismay to see gay folks like me. Um, so, racism as far as color is what I'm assuming you mean? Or are you saying just racism as far as being gay? I Yeah, back in the 70s was a lot harder. Even being divorced was a lot harder back in the 70s. And depends on where you are in the country too. Um, we all just want to be loved, you know. Debbie says, yes, Lily, that's true. Some wore helmets. I drove blind and deaf kids. Boy, can those kids swear. It's yeah, even when I was teaching Chinese to or English to the Chinese kids, they don't know all that much English, but they knew every swear word. Like, what's going on? What the fuck? Like, what? Um, yeah, so they swore verbally. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Um, and it's probably a survival technique, like, fuck you. And sometimes hearing impaired, they can hear a little bit, but some wear helmets. Yeah, that's probably epileptic, where they might be prone to seizures, things like that. Dog says, Calibri, that is awesome to hear. You are very blessed to have a loving family. You're right. John says you're a good person, Calibri. We're really glad you're here. And Judy says, I'm hanging in there. That's all that matters, right? One day at a time, we'll make it through. And it's normal to have ups and downs, and eventually it does get better. So it's good that you're hanging in there. Try to take care of yourself. The more positive self-talk. You know, um, the hypnotism that I was studying is, hypnotism is based on suggestions. And even the manifestation things that I study, the way that we communicate. Um, the power of suggestion, planting seeds in people's heads. And the narcissist plants negativity into our thoughts. And you know it causes self-doubt and worthlessness feeling. And you know we can't keep doing that to ourselves, that we're worthless, nobody's ever going to want me, and look at me, and I can't get my act together, and no wonder he left me. He was right, I don't fold the towels the right way, or whatever. We got to be like, you know what, either I can do better and we do better, or we realize. 5 people need to hit the thumbs up, says Dog Defender, my biggest cheerleader. Thank you so much. And Judy says, just had settlement meeting with my narc and his attorney. How did that go? Are you feeling free after that, or sad? Is that a divorce settlement meeting? Because that can be draining too. That's one of the larger stressors in life, such as, moving and divorce and marriage. All those things can be stressful, even if it's something that, maybe we want, maybe we don't, but it's still stressful. So Lily says, hope it went good. Dog says, just read your email. You will let me know what your thoughts are. I will. I will. Debbie gave me my thumbs up. Thank you so much. And John is asking how it turned out, Judy. Debbie says, I always hit it before the chat. And I didn't. I won't. I wouldn't read it out loud. Um, so don't worry about that. I know not to do that kind of stuff. Judy says, I didn't meet in the same room as his attorney and the narc. And that's good. Dog says, no, if you're talking to me, I didn't read it out loud. So I knew it. If that's what you're talking about, I knew not to read it out loud. So I didn't. Judy says, you can trust me. You can trust me. Judy says, I believe I did good and we are going to the judge. That's good. John says, so if that caused you stress, dog defender, I'm sorry if it caused you stress, but I got your back. So just know that in the future. That's good, Judy. Keep us posted on that. Do you know when you're doing that? John says, yes, that is kind of private. Yeah. Dog says, that was my response to another comment maybe you haven't seen. Oh, okay. And there, sorry it flip-flops. You need a call-in button. I saw that earlier. John says, good luck, Judy. You got this with a thumbs up. So you're getting thumbs up too. Doug says he's the youngest with a living and supportive family. I'm paying attention. Yes. Good job. You are correct. John says, thanks, or Judy says, thanks, John. Yes, loving family. I don't know if this is fact or opinion, you know. Cynthia, just don't go there. Safer than sorry. I know. That's the thing is, yeah, and you know, it's true. It is true. There's a lot of things, even just asking people to understand people. And that's where the problem is. Like, you got to keep your mouth shut. But we don't understand each other. People get upset about things. And, when you're trying to be kind hearted, if it comes from a source of hurt, which I get, they are probably hurt that they've been ridiculed or at least felt that they have to keep things silent. Sometimes they might lash back and whatever thing. And just like our narcissist, that they have a source of pain. A lot of times we try to understand them, but they lash out on us and they attack us back because of pain or shame or being judged. It'd be so nice if we could go back like to, I don't know, 9,000 BC and we're all just like, hey, how, just talking to each other easily without all these political things and sexual things and different religion, just where we all got along. That'd be nice. Mia says, John. Dog says, not the case with Jazz Jennings. What's the case with Jazz Jennings? I'm looking that up. I know a Jazz, but I don't know the Jennings. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, LGBT rights activist. Let's see. She looks very female. I'm not sure if she started out as a male. Calibri says, I am the youngest in the family. Yeah, but she'll speak out. Calibri says, I'm the youngest in the family, but I've never felt that I've competed with my siblings, though I felt that they have a golden child who benefited on education and benefits. And that's the thing. Just that little, like I feel I came from a good family too, but, just little things. Little things can affect us. Just that little bit might just speculation. John says, yes, Mia. Yes, Mia. Judy says, I come from a family of 10 and the youngest is gay, but was sexually abused. And sometimes, too, I wonder if that plays a factor in it. But notice again, it's the youngest. Many variables to uh, sexuality. Um, but you see it as the youngest a lot of times is what I'm noticing. I'm not saying that that's survey that I took. It's, there's no control group, all those kind of things. Kalibi says, I never felt any kind of jealousy towards my brother, who is 2 years older than me and who I claim as my parents' golden child. He was the one who got spoiled, and I refused to be spoiled. Um, yeah, and that was your way to control the situation. I refused to be spoiled. So 10, do you see 10? I only see 8. Do I have 10 thumbs up? And just little things like that. And there's nothing wrong with what you did, but you were controlling it. I had told you too when I was raped that one time. It was like I just told him just finish because he wasn't getting off me. And that was, if I said it was okay, it was okay. It was like I just had to control it, get it over with. Not that I wanted it, you know. Uh, and I could be wrong on, but I just see things and I just speak my mind. You're the youngest of 3 daughters. Aw. And Mia, you retracted your message. Oh, Judy, 10. Wow, blessings. Yes, that's fantastic. So you're saying 10. I thought I was having 10 likes, thumbs up. You love your siblings. That is neat, though. And it is beautiful to hear, Mia says. Dog says, Judy, I'm not going to debate, just stating my extensive life experience. I have friends from childhood. Everyone was in dance with us in the movie industry, and my stepkid, nephews, etc. Thank you. You cherish the souls you are given in this life. John says, my neighbor just doors down from me is transgender and a very good friend. Just the other night, a neighbor made fun of her in front of both of us. She didn't like it. And that's the thing, whether we agree with it or not, if that's what they feel, that's got to be a hard life, you know. And um, whether, you know, uh, yeah, you know, yeah, there's a lot of things I will say in 20 years, we'll put it that way. Um, but we all have to learn how to handle each other. We all have to learn how to handle each other. Mia says, absolutely. Judy, I agree. And Dog says, oh, John, I'm not civilized in those situations. I've been defending the underdog since about 4 years old, post cancer diagnosis, realizing how short life is. I see something and speak up. Judy says, Doug, I'm sure your life experiences have taught you much. Thanks for sharing what you have learned. Thank you. And yeah, Doug will say, yeah, she knows a lot. Very insightful. Debbie says, I'm the youngest of 2 sisters and 1 brother. I miss my parents. My dad has been gone since 1974. My mom was around 26 years. Um, wow. They love me and I them, but not the sexual abuse dad. Was your father sexually abusive but confused, Debbie? Are you talking about a stepdad or your biological dad? Um, I think you mean your stepdad. Interesting. That one has a capital D too. Uh, Lily says when the palpitate you were saying earlier has one letter can change the whole thing. You're right. You're right. That is true. One little letter can make a huge difference. Uh, yeah, we learned that, and it can be a life or death thing too. So, yeah, I get it though. Like sometimes parents can be fantastic, and some can be horrible. Um, But yes, thank you, Lily, about the palpitate. Kalibi says racism as far as color and race. That's what I thought. Okay, being gay is homophobic. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Dog says Judy, when at least 50 people. Um, where did that go? Can ask for anything too. It sheds light I've never even knew existed. It helped tremendously in understanding, seeing the commonalities regardless of age and gender. And Judy is agreeing. Debbie says, I felt negative before the chat, but now after listening to y'all, I feel better. What was making you feel negative today? And we're glad that, and you guys, you don't have to answer if it makes you uncomfortable. But sometimes too, realizing where our negativity comes from, or what the expectations or fears that we might have had. So I'm glad that's making you feel better. I know that it was, you're counting the days still, which is good and bad at the same time. Um, you know, that it keeps you focused on it. So you're counting what's tomorrow, what's that day going to be. And then it can sometimes trigger something too, like, motherfucker, it's been how many days and you haven't contacted me? Or keeps you focused. I have to remember how many days it was. So, do that for maybe 30 days and then just set it free. I made it 30 days and free sailing from here on out. Because if you're like, okay, this is day 920, you just had them in your head every day for 920 days. So um, it's good that you have a milestone. But I did that one video on that one guy who he knew to the day how many years it's been. It was over 6 years, and he knew uh, the third Sunday of this month, and which is fine that, like, I still know my ex's birthdays, but I when I'm talking to you, I don't say it's 43 days after my ex's birthday and I'm going to school today to teach. Um, it's too anchored sometimes, so that might be negative for you. If you do it much longer, that might be part of it. Like, I'm frustrated. It's been 20 days. Um, but that is definitely a milestone, and we are so proud of you for that. John says, that's good, Debbie. Debbie says, thanks, John. And Lily says, yes, go, Debbie. Go, Debbie, go. Dog says, Kalibi, yes, I have a wonderful shirt I wear everywhere. It is really about kindness and sensitive to all. But man, those with confirmation bias will be offended. Kalibi, you would love it. That's cool. Judy, I feel more in control. Settlement meeting required. It goes in front of a judge. All right. So it does help feeling more in control. That's a good feeling. Makes you, it's a much better feeling. Kalibi says, thanks, Dog Defender. Debbie says, thanks, Lily. Lots of love. Such good manners. And I'll catch up, guys. Kalibi says that female narc here, I feel her hypocrisy and cruelty, even though she hides them very well. I don't trust her. And perfectly said. Dog says, Kalibi, trust your gut. Debbie, I have a question for you. You said you were feeling upset or unhappy before the chat, which I saw you voiced. It is nice to hear you say you are happy now. Yeah, and that's good to have. Yeah, and it's confirmation too. Get it out there, say it. I am happy now. Um, so that's fantastic. Debbie says, thanks, dog. It's just a narc thing. Yes, so true. John says, just watched a funny twisted video last night. Lost in Space meets Star Trek. Too funny. They sliced an episode together and I was cracking up. Who is they? Is they really you? Did you do it? That's funny. Lost in Space. I used to like watching that. Dog says, Kalibi, here is how you solve those situations. When someone tries to make a passive aggressive move like that, I would say, that is so kind of you. Love to meet all new people. Smile. Walk away. Yeah. So kind of you. Just like, You're a dumb blonde. I know, isn't my hair pretty? Or some stupid shit where they're like, no, that was supposed to be an insult, and you're like, oh, just let it brush off at you. Dog says, John, those who like sci-fi must love those special movies. Love to hear you. You are laughing. Yes. And Dog says, yes, Lily. Debbie says, yes, my real dad abused me, and he stopped around 9 years old. Do you know why he's okay? Then my sister's boyfriend started abusing me when I was 11 until 16. I think I missed my childhood. Um, did your dad get caught? I'm glad he stopped. Hmm, that's hard. You know, um, that can affect us later on in life, where we feel that's normal, or that's the only way. Yeah, you missed a lot of your childhood because of that. You know, either you blocked some of it out, or you had to learn coping mechanisms, or you were brought into womanhood earlier than you should have been. So big hugs to you, Debbie. Thank you for sharing that. Lily says, right, haha, don't know any woman who likes Star Trek. LOL, I could be wrong, but I was never able to watch. I know a lot of guys I know are so into it. And you're like, yeah, here's an hour of my time. I feel you, girl. And I mean, it's not the worst show, but it's like, why are we like, do we have to? But they get into it, like they love it, and we're just like, you know, just like you can watch, a third grade play, and you're like, but, I gotta be careful. Yes, Star Trekkies, truck on, truck on. Yeah, not many women. There are differences between men and women usually. John says they did that twice. They put together Lost in Face meets Space 1999. They did a fantastic splice job, and it just turned out quite hilarious. Yeah, timing is everything. Debbie says I added it to the calendar on my phone. At 30 days, I'll stop. And that's just up to you. That's just some advice I have is, I don't want it getting you sad. I want it to be a celebration, a time. And 20 days is fantastic, but I don't want you being hyper focused on it. So 30 days, take that as, you made it past over the mountain. It's smooth sailing now. And, if it helps you to keep counting, that's up to you. That's just an advice. Um, uh, Calibri, here is how you solve those situations. Oh, I said that. Kill them with kindness. So Dog says yes to Lily. Debbie says yes, my real dad. I read that. Oh, I just had it to where I needed it. I saw somebody talking about their mother-in-law. That's why it's so frustrating with this. I'm back to where I need to be. So, yeah, Debbie, I'm glad you added it to your calendar. Make sure it's good for you. These are just suggestions. Dog says, Debbie, that is so sad. I'm so very sorry you had to go through that. I hope you have the chance to heal your inner child. Debbie, you are ruminating over a narc. Watch the Chris Watts story. Yes. And did he have two or three kids? It's two kids. And yeah, he was the one who murdered his wife and two children. I believe they were both girls, and put them in like a oil silo, uh, oil holding tank or something. Um, Denied killing them. It's yeah. Um, and I'm curious, Dog, why you brought up the Chris Watts story. Because of was he abused or uh, I know a little bit about that story, but yeah, he was in denial over everything. And Leela says, "Sorry to hear that, Debbie. Did your mom know?" Yeah, that's the thing too. Sometimes did our parent, our mother know? It's really sad when the mothers turn away from that kind of stuff, because they don't want to lose out, or they don't want to, he's the provider, I can't leave, and the damage that can be done. We got to have our kids back. I have daughter 16 now, but that could never have got past me if God forbid happened. Um, yeah, and sometimes we're not always aware of it too. But yeah, yeah, and that's why good relationships, you know, um, with your child, where they're comfortable telling you anything. John says I actually made these videos. They, being a sci-fi fan, I kind of enjoyed watching them. I couldn't stop laughing, and that's where it's fun. Just start laughing and giggling. Judy says, "Debbie, my heart aches for how you were abused. Have you been able to get help to heal with this horrific wound?" Yeah, sometimes we repress things, sometimes we block it out, sometimes it comes out. So it is important to heal. Dogs, and to take account of how we react to it. Are we sexually promiscuous, or confused, or um, shut down too much too. Judy's, I'm sorry, dog says, Lily, my ex mother-in-law from Ireland may be the only woman I have ever met. The Big Bang Theory has characters. Let me scroll down. Hold on. Debbie says, I didn't block anything out. I've been in therapy forever. It took 9 years to get through my abuse. My dad was just the touchy thing, but still gross. My brother-in-law, now there's the pig. Yeah. 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 Sometimes too, they're like, "What? I can get away with that. I'm not having sex with them." But yeah, just so I'm glad you're going through therapy. Lily says, "Dog, do you think Chris Watts was a narc? Wasn't the wife happy, but was that a front?" Oh, I see what you're saying now. Could be denial. Could be denial. Could be low self-esteem. Like this is, or just focusing on her kids. Maybe she was happy just having two kids. The kids were cute, um, and lively, things like that. That's a hard one. That was several years ago. I had the fresh pictures in my head though. Um, she did something though. There was something odd about the way she was filming the videos. I don't know if it was for attention or what. So there was something odd to me about the way she filmed it. Um, I can't remember the full story about that. I just remember something odd about the filming. Um, and could be. I don't remember their story, the husband wife story part of it, where they lovey dovey or breakups and get back together. Uh, Dog says the Big Bang Theory has the characters really normalize the sci fi world that is foreign to some. I learned a lot more about Spock than I ever dreamed I would. He was having an affair. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm remembering now. And same with the Scott Peterson too. He was having an affair. You're right, Lily. Um, yeah. Uh, that might have been why those posts were so off. The videos were so off to me, where maybe it was declaring we're happy too much. You're right. He was. It's crazy what people do. Debbie says, then the mind games between my older sister and my brother, I didn't have a chance. Mom finally understood it when I was 15. Wow. That's many years. How'd your mom react when she found out? You don't have to share if you don't want to, but you know, how mom reacts too. That can be a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer it. Where you know sometimes a little compassion as opposed to, well, the past is a past. That can add insult to injury sometimes. John says, I've done some serious research on teleportation, and they stated it would take too much energy to beam just one person anyplace. Hmm. Well, just teleport somebody else the other way. So I believe that. Yeah, that would take a lot of energy. Doc says he has a baby boy on the way and two daughters. Yes, I watched the interview with his paramour. Right now, oh, bleh, I'm right there too. And that's what's so weird. You hear about what is it, the Menendez brothers? I don't know if they both did, but at least one got, I believe, married. You know, people falling in love with murderers and people that they've never even met. So it's different if you know this guy from high school and he does something wrong and you're in love with him, but these people you see on TV, all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, he's so sweet. He's locked up and I want to marry him. Um, and then this, the baby's on the way, and um, people overlook the red flags. Like, that's a big red flag. He killed his family. Not just one, he didn't just kill the little one, he killed both the kids and the mother. To be with you. And some people are like, oh my gosh, like he did that for me. He loves me. It's like, you could be next. What are you thinking? Um, and two daughters. So he's had three kids about to. So sad. Debbie says now it makes sense why I fell for a covert narcissist. You just can't see it though. We can't kick ourselves over it. You know, like when Mrs. Watts was dating or married to, like, there's, they had babies together and a wedding and this and that. And, things can take changes. You can't always see it, you know. Lita says, right, the wife was pregnant. Yes, I thought odd too about filming, about he's the hero and on and on. Yeah, there's something weird about it. The kids are sweet though. Um, there's something odd to it. She was pregnant. You're right. You're right. And I think he just wanted out. Kind of like now we're locked down even longer and more child support or whatever was going through his head. That's true too. She was pregnant too. Yes. Was she like 4 months or something like that? She wasn't super, super pregnant. It's just sick. Yeah, it's hard to tell if she was really happy. And just like us, we have our good days and our bad days. Do we say we're happy or sad? It depends. This Friday night I might go out and be happy, but Saturday morning I might be sad. And um, you know, she probably wasn't happy. Um, Dog says, Cynthia, my choice was to see Shannon for pronunciation and to see her a sweet and kind and doting wife and mother who was a bright light. How she was obsessing over him and what a monster. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's Shannon. It was Shannon. Um, um, yeah, she thought she had it made and how wonderful he was. And um, you wonder too, was she trying to trap him more being pregnant, or was it a natural happening? How did he react? Um, what did he say in the past with the other kids? Like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a family of 8. I can see it now, a- a- I- yeah. And that's where the selfishness goes, to where there's no empathy. There's times you might want to be selfish, but you have some empathy of, or knowledge of right and wrong. And um I see kids, what they do, it's they don't have that thought process through it. um Lily says that was in northern Colorado, and many years before that happened, we lived in that neighborhood for 4 years. Whoa, says Lily. Um, wow. So Lily says, right, dog, so sick and sad. She had lupus, I think, too, which is hard. Huh. Crazy stuff. Life is hard, you know. Debbie says, Mom was like, why didn't you tell me? I told her, said that if I told, no one would believe me. He said if I told, no one would believe me and you would send me away. My therapist said that my story has never ever changed. I talk in detail. Yeah, and that's part of how you know somebody's telling the truth. Lies are very hard to keep up with. Like I say, I was wearing a purple dress and this and that happened, and next time I'm like, yeah, I was wearing a light blue dress, and it's like, wait, what? If it was that traumatic, you probably would remember it, or even say you don't know. But when little details are changing, it was a cold winter day, and then the autumn leaves were coming down, you'll see little details. And like you said, you've been doing it for years. So, and that's the thing, that's common, where they tell you not to say anything, and they put the fear as a control tactic. Um, and that's hard, then you got that fear to live with too. It's very confusing. Do I seek help? You know, and I've been molested and raped too. But mine weren't family members. I was able to say something. I didn't with one of the rapes because, you know, like you said, you feel nobody's going to believe you. Um, Lily says, Debbie, he wasn't wearing a sign around his neck that he said he's a covert narc. So you didn't know and go after it. But now you know. It takes a while to unfold, you know. Um, and sometimes, uh, it could take a long time, you know. And they also, laugh it off like, I was just joking. Oh my gosh, they're so sensitive. And after a while, it's like, whoa, they're not joking, or, you know, um, yeah, you know, it takes time to understand it. Just look at the detectives, the very trained detectives from the FBI, or, county or state government. They don't just go, oh, I spent 3 hours with this person, I know the whole story. No, it takes them, years sometimes, or forever to understand the criminal mind. And narcissists are criminal to our soul. Trained detectives can't always see it. They can't always see through the lies. Um, so we can't expect us to always see through it, but we can take this knowledge. And the thing, based on that one comment I said about I give 110%. Why don't I, well, why am I single? We're giving too much sometimes. We are giving too much. And um, it's weird how the mind works. I've been in sales, and if you discount something, um, if let's say I made a wedding dress, okay, this gorgeous gown, you guys are getting married, you want to buy a wedding dress, and I'm like, it's only $50. I love you so much, it's only $50. You're like, what? Like, it must be a piece of shit. But if I'm like, it's $18,000, you're gonna see it as valuable when I charge that much. But if it's the same gown and I say it's only 50 bucks because I love you, you're like, I no, I am not wearing that to my wedding. It's perceived value. And we have to remember how people perceive us. They don't look at us as the deal, um, the most bang for the buck. And I'm not talking sex bang. I'm just saying like the best deal. um, they look at it as like it must not be valuable. Why is she giving so much if she's so valuable? As a and they just take advantage of it. It's a mind fuck. We would be like, oh my gosh, but then people take advantage of it. So Debbie says, Lily, I know I don't feel stupid, but for some reason I still care about him and love him on some level. What's wrong with me? No counting the trauma bond. There's nothing wrong with you. It's the brain damage that happened. It's the Stockholm syndrome due to the uh, intermittent reinforcement, having your world shattered, believing in something and, you know, the depression, anxiety, holding on to, a lost dream. And, they said something, are we addicted to the trauma? um it's kind of like that last link. Once we accept it, once we let go, we break free. And it's a beautiful thing to break free, but it's scary because once we break free, that's like our last link to them. And that's why it's scary, because we are letting go. You think about people, in a burning building, and they're holding on for dear life, and they're scared to let go. They had the police with the trampoline to catch them, and they're scared to let go. That they hold on sometimes to their detriment, but they don't realize sometimes letting go will save their life. And it's hard to let go, hard to trust the process. Um, so Lily says it will fade. It will fade, you know. Um, and it's up to us to color it, to guide it, with that hypnotism stuff, the power of suggestion. We don't want to be told what to do. That's why for me to say, you know what, tomorrow you are waking up at 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, you're going to be at the gym. You're going to go eat something healthy at this restaurant. And then this, that, you're going to go to church or synagogue or whatever you go to, but don't skip it. You know, um, that's not going to heal you. You have to say, okay, I'm motivated. Today's the day I'm going to do this. Or I'm not going to go to the gym, but I will garden today. I will do something peaceful, helpful, progressive. Um, but, if I'm like, you got this, you can do it. Now you need to do it. Um, so it will fade, and it will fade quicker if we bring that out in us with the positive affirmations and thoughts and movements. So, dog says, yes, Lily, yes, lupus. I have it too. I saw the videos because she wanted to make a life for her family. People who are in MLM tend to turn on the animation because they are selling. Yeah, they do. So, Debbie says, Lily, tomorrow, please. That you want it to fade. Well, that's only 44 minutes from now. So, you just got to be in Eastern Standard Time. Um, and when we change the way we talk, I get it, Debbie, but say, um you know I get it. I would have said the same thing. um but each day, brings us closer to healing. So tomorrow would be nice but be proud of yourself, like you've gone uh 20 days, and um you know that's fantastic. Multi-level marketing, MLM, multi-level marketing is what that is. A pyramid scheme. I mean, it's bebopping around. So John says, I was just going to say that. Don't worry, Debbie, it will pass. Debbie says, so we got to have positive talk. I love you, Debbie, and I've been there. Um, I get what you're saying. It'll take a miracle, but um, you're still at the hurting stage. I still go through it too. I'd probably still say the same words. Easier said than done. But I got this. I got this. You're right. I got this. It's going to be okay. Um, you know, but there's still that part of us that hurts. That little girl inside of us that thought we were protected. Um, so the miracle is coming. The miracle is coming, Debbie. And you have to let that miracle happen. Just remember that you have to let that miracle happen. You have to be open to it. So Dog says it was because he was so insecure. She wanted desperately for him to feel their love. She poured it on extra thick. She was very jovial girl all around. Her best friends said, saw the good in all. And that's the thing too. Like she's all jovial, which means happy and like kind of animated and stuff. So she's all bubbly and excited. And if you were like if I was Chris Watts' ex, and I'm like she's so lucky. She looks so happy, and she's got two kids. How much of it is real? And look at what happened. So don't compare yourself to the new supply. You never know exactly what it is, because just like you said, jovial is a bigger word to me than just happy. And there's a reason you use that word. Um, so let me Shanann. Okay. Shanann. It's been years, Shanann. Um, you're good at breaking that down. Uh, okay, let me catch up for you guys. Wish it was easier to scroll this. And it's going to happen for you. A miracle is coming. So let's put it that way. A miracle is coming. And Lelia says, right, so sad, horrific. Oh, thanks, MLM. Right. She had that other business trying to grow. And Dog says, Lily, from everything I've seen and read, true crime enthusiast, same here, trying to figure out what is wrong with their brains. I heard she was doing well. Yeah. John says, like you once said, Cynthia, we are like a used car to a narcissist. And that's a sad thing. They start seeing little depreciation, whether, you put on 10 pounds or, you know, um, you can't drive them to work because you got to go in early, or just little flaws or bumps in the road. Um, and then it just spirals because it's gonna hit us, and then we're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Or I'll make it up to you. So either we overcompensate and are seen as weak, or we want to talk about it and we're seen as annoying, and it's us trying. But that's when we give too much too, and it starts that craziness going. They take it for a little while, we take it for a little while, and then the pendulum just swings. Lisa says, I lived that life being a court reporter over 25 years, so I can't watch those shows because I feel like I'm working it. You're like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." Doug says, I need to, yeah, Doug says, I need to see you to see this very seasoned ex-military and highly respected ex-detective. He was working on a project with a murderer on death row. Phenomenal ideas he was working on, is working on. Interesting. And Debbie, you're right. Hobbies can help. Once my paints come, I can start painting my rocks. Yeah. And I've seen people where they kind of put rocks around the city. You can spread some happiness that way too, that are painted with little faces or so Judy, Cynthia, you are so right about letting go. And it's hard. It's very hard. We're scared, that's it. Once we let go, um, it becomes a past. And we're living in the past. We're on that cusp. And once we break free, we have to let go. We have to become a different person. Um, a stronger person so we can live in today's day and age and have a future. Um, so yeah, the paints will be painting as an artist. I love that. So thank you, Judy, for saying that. And John has said, yes, a beautiful dove. Debbie says, maybe I will start saying to myself, detach, detach. It works. I learned that in a group. Yep. We're not entertaining that today. We're not entertaining that thought today. I have control of my emotions. I'm not going there today. I'm not thinking about that today. I detach. You know, they detach from us. And for us to hold on to something that's not holding on to us too. You know, um, we deserve to be loved. And Dog says, Lily, I followed true crime for easily most of my life, starting in high school, abnormal psychology, psych, and law enforcement family. I've determined to find the part of the brain that can be ID'd. I agree. Or ID'd. Are you talking about the id, ego, and super ego? I think you mean ID'd. Um, Now I'm confused on what you mean. If you mean the id, ego, and super ego, ID'd. I think you mean ID'd. Maybe you mean ID'd. You might mean ID'd. Um, Yeah, our true sense of self. John says the hurt is always there, but we are all strong enough to get past it and move forward. Lily says my daughter watches all those shows, crime, criminal minds, etc. Debbie says if I wouldn't have found you on YouTube, I would have caved. Thank you all for your kind words of encouragement. I definitely need it. So you're welcome for that. YouTube in the beginning helped me too. I didn't necessarily do chat, but I really realized how much the knowledge really helps because I went and studied psychology, certified in psychology, but uh, once you live um, through the narcissistic abuse, it's a whole different thing. And friends don't understand, family doesn't understand, and then we become shame based too, where it's like nobody's believing us. I don't even know who to talk to. Some of our friends we over talk to, and then they get angry with us. And so I'm glad you found me. Things happen for a reason, and I believe you were meant to come to this channel because we love having you here. So John says I've watched a few real cop shows that showed actual cases in action. Ooh, yeah, bad boys, bad boys. And yeah, that's where you sit on the edge. I still like that Super Troopers where they're like step, bump, bump, or whatever it is. She's doing a little sobriety test on him. He's like, no, I think it would be better this way. And then she's like, you're really good at that. And do you dance? And he's like, no, I'm just drunk. And then he gets a drunk driving. But step, bump, step, bump, bump, however it goes. That's, I love that. I gotta scroll down. Yeah, criminal minds are fascinating. Maybe use your space bar to scroll down. That would make sense, Lily. I don't. I don't know. That might make sense. Maybe I gotta get used to that. I should get my mouse hooked up. I have so many wires here. I got so many wires that I feel like I got like an extra converter to plug things in, and then yeah. Um, so these laptops that they're changing, they don't have like an Ethernet port and that many like USB ports. So if they could add two more USB ports, I'd be good. But I got my little ring light, and so I know I'm in the middle of my living room. I'm debating on what to do. Because I got my green screen, a big old green screen over there. I don't know what to do with it. Do I bring it down into the basement, or do I bring my computer back up into the office? Should do that. I don't know. I like being downstairs though. I should probably bring you guys decorate my upstairs again. It is decorated like a school. I do have a black or a whiteboard, so I was thinking, who is that? Richard Grannon. He does that with the whiteboard. Maybe I'll do my little whiteboard. So I got to catch up for you guys. Melissa is here. Hi, Melissa. Debbie says hello. John is saying hi. Debbie says this is my first chat ever, and I got lucky. Yes. Yes, we are so happy you are here. And I remember when you first logged in. Dog says, Debbie, as a behaviorist, I use no thank you. Also, Mel Robbins, she just taught the counting backwards. Oh, the no thank you. Like, no thank you. Nope, not gonna do this. So that's what she's talking about. The no thank you. The thoughts come in your head. You're like, no thank you. Good. I like that. Mel Robbins, she just taught the counting backwards to break the thoughts. It's amazing, scientifically backed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep. Um, yeah, good advice. Judy says hi to Melissa. Leela says I'd like DNA, right, dog? Like a conclusive ID. Wouldn't that be nice if we could just take a little test? Twinning, yes, identified. Oh, cool. Uh, Debbie says, I'm reading all your comments, dog. I appreciate you. Oh, that's so sweet. Leela says, hi, Melissa. Dog says, yes, show me every one of the MRIs of these psychopaths and sociopathic brains. Find me the parts of the brain. Then let's get down to business. And you can see it on brain scans. If you guys want to see some videos, type in brain scan on my YouTube channel and you will see actual images. You might have to scroll through, but I have slideshows of the damage, the deadness in their brain. There's no activity. They sell multi-port devices, Cynthia. Yeah, I have that. And I probably could hook it up to that, but it's just more cords. My sister gave me that, which is really nice. Thank you for telling me that, John. I didn't know they had it till my sister gave me one. I don't know why they do that. Like, it's nice connecting to the Ethernet. I needed that when I was teaching over to China. So you're right, John. Thank you. Leela says, right. They say the brain is so complex. Yes. And the thing is, we have to remember it's neuroplastic, which means there is the ability for it to heal in some point. So we can heal from some of the trauma we've been through. But, the narcissist, theirs has been before it even developed, you know, like, I can have a broken arm because my arm developed, but if it never developed, I'll never have a broken arm. Their development never came. Um, so I hope that analogy makes sense. Will they ever have a broken arm? It's never been developed. Mine was developed and can break and heal. So I hope that's a good analogy. So Dog says, Debbie, Cynthia is so genuine. You hit the lottery. Not many people will give you so much of herself and her wisdom. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, I am here to be there for you guys. Dog says, I have a wire problem issue. I will send you the link. Oh, okay. Cynthia, just use the green screen anywhere. Yeah, I can use it anywhere, but it's 10 feet across and 8.5 feet tall. So that's a problem. And then giving myself room to do it. Because I could put it in my room, but it's like to have the space across my room might do it. But if I do it the other way, then you can have full body shots. Yeah, there's a lot that goes to it. This gives me across the whole living room so I can stand up. I'm 6'1", which makes it harder too. For me to fit inside the screen, you need a lot more distance to get my full body. So, and then if I wear heels in the shoot or anything like that, that's even more. So all those kind of things, lighting, and I could bring it in the basement, but I don't know. Debbie says this group has changed me and has opened up a way to release my thoughts, and I'm glad you guys are happy to be here. Dog says, Debbie, I'm happy to hear that. And you say, thanks. Lily says, me too. And so does Judy. Kalibi says, some lawyer in South Carolina indicated that Alex Murdaugh is a sociopath. I believe so too. I've noticed that at the very end in sentencing, he did not admit to committing the crime. Yeah, a sociopath is kind of like a step above a narcissist. A psychopath is born that way. A sociopath is over time. Um, they're not born that way. And there's something about his eyes. They did say how that one person in court, like I told you, I saw him crying and he was kind of slobbering, like super slobber. And I wanted to watch it again because at the time I thought I saw tears. Um, but I can't remember if it was, I swear I saw a tear. But the guy uh, that was being interviewed, he's like, he didn't cry. He did not cry. And the reporter was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, not one tear was shed. I saw his eyes. I was there. So without seeing it a second time, um, the he was talking about his son and wife being murdered and the slabbery stuff. But you can cry over not wanting to go to jail or being scared. They can do that. They can cry over their own life, but um yeah. uh Plus the hard part too though is we have to remember he was on quite a few drugs or high levels. What was it, 60 oxycontin? um that that affects how people act too. But I wanted to rewatch it. I watched some of it before, but how shady that whole family is, or the whole story is. Dog says I have seen them. I want the part where it starts in every brain, catching it early. Yeah, that'd be nice. Lily says surprise sentencing was right away. Usually they set it out for 2 weeks or so. They weren't messing around. Only took 3 days to deliberate. And Kalibi says again, may I emphasize that these narcs are dangerous. I know there's a spectrum of narcissism, but it all depends on us to protect ourselves from harm. And that's a good point too, because we don't know what the outside stressors are going to be. Um, you know, uh, it could be. I don't know, somebody stole something out of your mailbox. They stole your mail, but that could throw a narc off into some kind of rage. And, are we ever really safe because we don't know what the trigger is? And that's a silly analogy, but that's what I'm saying. It's like so unforeseen that that's going to be the trigger. And it could be something completely different. How do narcs make themselves cry? He told me he always cries. Um, I can make myself cry. Um, uh, in acting, I've learned that. I also, I'm not saying I'm a narcissist, but people can make themselves cry. But if there's happy tears and sad tears. They can maybe even turn it into a happy. I got to think of sad things or frustrated things. They can feel frustration too. You know, um, yeah, there's times I let like in acting the pressure of needing to cry, um, kind of like an anxiety tear. Um, and you do it with the acting, like the expectation you're supposed to cry. Well, I allow myself to get frustrated. I'm a crybaby when I get frustrated. Um, and narcissists can be frustrated, you know. I don't see them cry as often, but I also don't see men cry as often. I've seen both of them tear up, but not really crying, but haven't really seen my brother cry either. Or my dad. A little bit, but not really. Um, I think I think we need to let men cry a little more. Calibre says again, may I emphasize, yes. So yes, very happy it was not a hung jury. Dog says, Debbie telling you something is words. Have you seen him actually cry, and did your gut trust if it was sincere and genuine? Um, Telling you something is words. Have you seen him actually cry, and did your gut trust if it was sincere and genuine? Um, and that's the thing, though. Men are also taught not to cry sometimes too. You know. Um, Dog says, Kleber, you are 1000% spot on. I do not believe we can trust anyone who is emotionally unhinged. Yeah. Yep. It's too unpredictable. And Dog says that is a common skill in actors. Yeah. And Debbie says, I've never seen him cry. He told me he used to cry at work sitting at his desk. I thought, you got to be kidding. What man does that? Um, and to be honest with you, if he was crying, I kind of commend that, you know. He was being real. Uh, Men are taught not to show their emotions. And there was that one lady who, oh, are people taking away thumbs up? I don't know. I still see 8. I don't know. I still see 8. Oh, you guys, don't make me sad. I spent my Saturday night with you. Lily says, that's like, take me out to dinner for, to celebrate where we can spend time together, and you decide you don't like something I say. So instead of pulling out the chair, then you take it away and make me fall. um, I don't see any that were taken away, but I don't know. You guys can add a couple just to make sure. Lily says, in all my jury trials, I never had a hung jury. I imagine I did hundreds and only one not guilty. Detectives and law enforcement are brilliant that they put the right person in the hot seat. Yeah, they're pretty good. There are times that the wrong person does get convicted, but they do try not to do that. Kalibi says, just so you can't blame me for being skittish. Whenever I see these narcs, but I try my best to be calm. They could smell blood like sharks. Oh, your thumbs up only shows 3? I'm going to log off if it only says 3, guys. Does it only say 3? Oh, I'm so sad. And Dog says, Debbie, your gut told you it wasn't real. Yeah, you know, it's hard how they can switch on a dime, because obviously we went through something. We saw things weren't quite right. Okay, they saw something wasn't quite right, but they just up and leave, and we don't. You only see 2 thumbs up. What the heck? Oh, I'm gonna punish you guys. I'm gonna log off. What? Only 2? I said something you guys didn't like. Well, that's what I said. How you got to be politically correct on everything. You can't just speak your mind. I'm not telling you guys you have to believe what I believe, or uh, try to cover all your bases. Um, okay, you have to check back. Okay, so let's see. I wonder. I'm gonna log in from my other site. Um, but I love you guys, and you know. The more support I get, the more I can do this for you guys. But, you know, John says, I'm trying out video shorts. Cynthia, that show the pets speaking. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That show this, that'd be neat. And you had little hamster doing a little cutie thing. So let's see. Are you guys being mean to me? I'm gonna log in, and I don't know if I can. I'm right here. Switch account. We're gonna log in. Oh no, I shouldn't switch account. No, I'll do this one. We'll do this. Let's see. I'm so tired too, guys. I woke up from my nap just to love you guys, and now you. Oops. All right. Oh, this is nice having 2 computers put together, though. I'm gonna log in. I've watched YouTubers who said the F word on their videos. I've said it too sometimes. So you only have 4. I'm doing a great job, but I'm not getting the love. Some of you are loving me in. Okay. So I'm live. I can check real time. Oh, here it says 8. 9. Did it go? And that's so weird. I just clicked 9. And it says 7. You can see 9, but now it's down to 7. Now it's up to 9. Okay. You heard Dr. Romney say the F word. Yeah, we're not supposed to. You reload it and it says 8. Oh, now it says 10. Now it says 10 on my yeah, there's times that we have to watch it. We they use the word unalive instead of the SUA type word about the unaliving. Yeah, it's for the ads, so it's like politically we're not supposed to say gorilla aped with the R in front of it and take away the gorilla. There's certain words. SA, we're not supposed to say that stuff either. But yeah, so I love it. There's okay. I'm checking on you guys. Just like Lucas, no, I didn't take it away. I didn't take it away. Could be a glitch too. We got glitches with YouTube sometimes too. So thank you guys. Dog says you reload it says 8, and Debbie says that's good. John says I was one short of 100 subscribers and lost 2 the next day. Yeah, that gets really frustrating. And usually when you lose them is when you upload things, and that's when it gets frustrating. I've done it where I'm like, all right, I'm on a roll. We're gonna do this. I'm cranking out 3 to 5 videos. You spend all this work on it, and then you lose. Sometimes you lose like 5 to 20 in a day, and that can be quite disheartening. So just stick with it. John, you're 1/10 of the way there to getting monetized. You just need 4,000 hours. Is it? Yeah, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours. But just slow and steady. Just do it because you love it. So, Dog Defender says, I'm stepping in to aid you. So thank you. So we got those numbers back up. Dog Defender says, Kalibi, just so you know, I'm many families and cultures, especially East Coast. It is not meant to be disrespectful. It is the way everyone speaks. Yeah. Yeah. And where you are is different too. Yeah. I'll agree. Judy says that you reload bids. You see 9. And guys, I'm getting a little dizzy tired. And I've got this whole stack of papers that I got to put in for tomorrow for assessments. I got a lot of work tomorrow. Also, my health class that I teach on Mondays, the kids finally showed up, which means I have to have like a whole new class for slideshow for Monday. Do you remember that woman who needed help and you guys were just about to do a donation bag for her? Yeah, Mare. Her name was Mare, and I've given her my email address. She says that she wants to come on. She's chatted in the discussion or comment section. I get notifications, and yeah, I do really need it. But I did try to help her, and I don't know. I get where she's coming from, but there were ways we could have helped her, and I don't know. So you're welcome, Debbie. You're welcome. I think she got her power back, and yeah, Kalibi, that's sweet that you're asking about her. You're talking about Mare. And I've told her, it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 6, there's a 3-hour difference. And she wants me to post exactly that. Sometimes I forget. I try to, whenever you see that post that says the Pacific Standard Time, that's specifically for her, and everybody else's knowledge. But yeah, hopefully she'll log back on. I did try to help her. She didn't want to give an email address. We could have sent things to, yeah, I don't know. So I tried. Dog says, start saying every day, I do my best. I will give the subscribers the best I can. The right people will find me. Your channel will grow. If you build it, they will come. Hang in there, John and Cynthia. Perfectly said, and don't give up. If I would have given up back then, I wouldn't be where I am now. Good days and bad days. Some days you gain and some days you lose. It's like a roller coaster. It really is. But you're right. You're worried about Bella. We haven't heard from Bella in a long time. Yeah. Um, yeah, I know. Yeah, I wish it was easier to connect with people too. Calibri says, I'd say with all due respect, that's another form of narcissism, the oh, woe is me type, and the attention getter. It's just me questioning the situation. Yeah, I did give her a lot. Yeah, she got real angry with me too. Um, you know, and it's trauma based. I'm not trying to judge her. It's trauma based, and I did want to mention that whatever it is, even us with the depression or anxiety that we've gone through, we get that communication block, um, to where in certain circumstances. So I see what you're saying, Calibri, because I was really trying to help her, offering different types of solutions. And, you know, um, I was also trying to protect her. She was something about P.O. Box and, um, yeah, like every option I said, whether it was GoFundMe or, uh, I said, can you email me your address? I could have sent her something. She didn't want to email me her address. So I get it. Yeah. Um, Sam and Nathan. Yeah. Lily, email me. Yeah, I don't know. I reached out to both of them. They, were talking to each other, and um, who could get angry with me? Oh, you'd be surprised. No, just kidding. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've reached out to them a couple times. It was interesting. Nathan asked me out for coffee and then just ghosted, you know. But that's the thing, Um, it's interesting. People are there as long as you know. I'm not going to go there. Dog says when Calibri be suspect, but trauma shows up very differently. She may be terrified. She was maybe isolated and hasn't ever told anyone. I don't know anything about her. Must have missed it. Just saying. Yeah, she was she's elderly, can't really get around. It could be a scam, She was saying that she had a caretaker and she was traumatized by him. Um, yeah, we do have to be careful of that, you know. Um, You got a text from a burner number. I blocked it. Yeah. And yeah, I don't even answer spam calls, or I don't even entertain the, sales pitches, like, or the police type, hey, can you help us? Um, but it's a different world now, you know? So yeah, she hasn't logged back on. And Sam and Nathan, I think they're doing okay. I don't know. I've reached out, I think, 3 times to Sam and twice to Nathan. So I was hoping to tell Nathan for them to be careful, because I think they like each other, but just uh, you know, if she does get divorced, you got to be so careful on that custody battle stuff. And I was a little worried on what they were planning on doing. So consider yourself blessed, Cynthia. When people show you who they are, believe them. If a guy comes for help, that is not your person. You deserve fully healed adult men. Very true. Very true. The person said, how are you? I thought black. How are you? Nah. I feel you on that one, girlfriend. So dog, you're right. Um, funny people say hi to us. We're like, warning sign. Kalibi says I just got an email yesterday that I was given a grant of $35,000. All I have to do is call the number and coordinate. I deleted the email, a scam. I know. I agree with that stuff. So Lily, get to bed, Cynthia. Yeah, I do. I got to stay on track. I'm going to say lots of love to you guys. Just because I need to be personally responsible, I will not be doing live chat, even though I want to. I will be not doing it tomorrow. I will log back on Friday. I'm going to wait till Friday. You guys can always chat with me. Send me a little notification. And I can also do quick little videos for you, but I won't do a live chat till next Saturday. Tea, honey, and a heating pad. Yes, I just need to sleep. So, Judy, thank you. You are welcome as well. All right, love you guys. Sleep well. Thanks. See you soon. Thanks for the thumbs up. Bye, guys.